Every single element of the song is like hook on hook on hook on hook. That sound. Growing my hair long just felt like a real liberation for me in terms of my own identity. So good, isn't it? Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Dan, aka Lucid. I'm a singer-songwriter, music producer. I've got a podcast. I've got a bit of everything. My whole life is music and video games, but mostly music. And today I'm here to react to the album Music by Madonna. Let's go. Back with another Madonna reaction. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed the last one. It's so funny because like when it comes to YouTube and what I expect to do well, this summer with all the new releases, it ended up being that my Ray of Light reaction actually was the most successful video. Sometimes you gotta go with the classics. And yeah, I'm excited to go through more of Madonna's discography. Obviously I know like a lot of the singles and stuff, but the albums are not ones that I've ever actually dug into at all. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to kind of see what she does, especially after Ray of Light being such a kind of like bolt of lightning, new creative journey. Obviously I know the title track of this album. Music makes the people come together. Yeah, and I'm like, I can't actually remember whether there might be some other singles on there. I was born in 92, so hearing Ray of Light and Frozen on the radio was like formative brain growing moment for me. That and The Lion King and Hercules. So Music coming out in, I think it's 2000, right? You know, at this point I'm almost 8. And so that song particularly holds like such kind of nostalgic thing in my head, you know? So I'm intrigued to see what the rest of the album is going to be. Somebody on Patreon, was it Carsten? Yes, it was Carsten. Requested Paradise But Not For Me last month on Patreon on a song request. And I was like, well, I'm going to be doing the album. But yeah, so I did hear Paradise But Not For Me, which was very, like, not what I expected. So we'll see how it kind of goes for the rest of the album. Yeah, music does make the people come together. Over on Patreon. There's a lovely community of people over on Patreon. I may as well talk about it now. There's a lovely community of people over on Patreon and you can get involved for free. There is a free tier on Patreon where you can get involved in all the discussion and also you can keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. So the modern situation with algorithmic stuff makes it very difficult to actually communicate to people online anymore, because unless you've got some sort of like viral clickbait thing going on, the algorithm won't even share my things to you. You know, when it's coming to my music, when it's coming to the podcast and everything, because it's not quite as like clickbaity, it feels like it doesn't even reach you. So if you want to keep up to date with everything that I've got and kind of like what I have to say and want to kind of see what's going on, then consider going over to Patreon and following me on the free tier where it's not algorithm based. You can just look at what creators you're following, you know. Wow, crazy. If you want to support me, it's still a massive thing, even going on the free tier. And I've always got a new project coming out because that's what I do. Yes, the link's in the description for that. If you want to go onto the paid tiers, there's a whole bunch of different levels in which you can get involved, including like the £3 tier, which is like songs and music videos and live performances. And then the £7 tier, which is all of that, plus like the uncut album reactions. And then the upper tiers are all like request based. And you get to like be involved in stuff like with the new series of the podcast. I'm actually getting the community to pitch underrated songs to me to have on the episode. I've really like changed my approach to Patreon in the last few months, treating it less of an extension to YouTube and more like its own thing. So yeah, if you want to get involved over there, then you can do. The link's in the description. If you're new to me, I love digging into the music and the art behind the music, really getting into the lyrics and the production and the storylines and all that kind of stuff. It's why my videos are very long. So yeah, if you love that kind of stuff, then make sure to not only check out my other Madonna reactions, but also subscribe to the channel. And make sure to like this video. And also, let me know what your top 5 songs from this album are as well, because I love going through everybody's top fives. I actually haven't gone through the comments of a bunch of recent videos recently. I need to get on top of that. If you want to hear my favourite song from this album, then make sure to wait till the end and I'll tell you what my favourite song is, as well as like do a bit of an album overview. It's not just about the reactions here. Right, okay, so let's jump into it. I'm really intrigued about this album. So yeah, and after Ray of Light, like I loved Ray of Light and I've been listening to it all summer and it's been a real vibe. Cool, so the first song is Music Makes the People. So obviously I know this, but I've never analysed it. So yeah, let's go.
Hey, Mr. DJ.
Put a record on. Oh my God.
Dance with my baby.
Love this song. It's so good. Every single element of this song is like hook on hook on hook on hook on hook. It's so good. Do you like it? Iconic. Just the era summed up. Mr. DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance with my baby. It's gonna drive me crazy. So good, isn't it? This like song is just the hookiest thing in the world. It's just brilliant. Come together. Dun, 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 dun. The production is actually so genius on this song, isn't it? It's so sparse but so rhythmic and so tight, you know, it's sick. And the rebel. I don't know what that lyric is actually supposed to be. The bourgeoisie and the rebel. Is that what it is? It sounds like a polyphonic text ringtone. It's the era. It's the era. But using it in an actual song is so genius because it really reflects the time in a powerful way, you know. But because the production is so sophisticated, it hasn't aged, even though it has like sounds that are so specific to the era, you know. Such a simple song, straightforward, a few brilliant hooks stuck together in a fucking brilliant way. Oh, it's so good. Oh God, this is so nostalgic. It just takes me right back. This feels like Millennium Bug music, doesn't it? Maybe that is the Millennium Bug. Do you know what I mean though? It's like reflection of the times. Sick. So good. Like, adds a reflection of the time. It kind of captures this feeling of like the robots taking over, computers taking over, the kind of alien nature of synthetic music, the way that her voice is like through vocoders at certain times. It really kind of is taking what kind of was the breakthrough of like Daft Punk a few years previous and really working it into her own style, but telling like her own story with it. And for me, it like reflects like the fear of that era, the Millennium Bug, which by the way, was this thing to do with like, if people don't remember or don't know, it was this thing to do with like coding and the way that like, we don't know how they would deal with the date changing from 1999 to 2000 because of the 1 to the 2 or something. And so people were expecting like all the computers to crash or something. I don't know, it was very random. But I think the point of it being that there was this fear. I think people could sense that the world was about to change. The internet had just kind of started becoming a prevalent thing. Our communication had started becoming far more instant. You know, we were suddenly texting everybody, AOL Messenger or MSN Messenger across the planet to instantly send messages to one another. And it's like, oh, this is the dawn of not only a new millennium, but like a complete change in the way that human society operates. And so that fear, I feel like it's represented in the sound of the song, the way that you have these like buzzing synthetic sounds that really do sound like a representation of like the Millennium Bug or like a computer going haywire. It's very sparse, it's very jagged, it's not like warm and comforting, it's cold, quite minor. And so it kind of sonically represents this fear that we had at that time. Obviously, I say we, like I was a child, so I didn't really get this all at the time, but looking back, the lyric on top of that is this like unifying presence, right? It's like in the context of this fear, what is the thing that's still going to bring us back together? And it's music, you know? And that really is the kind of central, like music as a unifying force, the dance floor as a place for people to come together, for the bourgeoisie and the rebels to be on level playing field. The lyric is injecting a sense of hope into quite a cold kind of context in the song. But then on top of that, the song slaps. It's just like the catchiest, hookiest thing, brilliant melodies. I love the sound design. The is just iconic. Like it just takes you right there. The polyphonic ringtone element as well. Like it's just so catchy and rhythmically brilliant. Exactly what you need from the catchiest of catchy pop songs. It's so good. It's so good. It's one of Madonna's best singles for me. I'm going to light this later up. Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I want to dance with my baby. Do you like to boogie? Is that what it was? Do you like to boogie woogie? When the music starts, I never want to stop. It's going to drive me crazy. Yeah, so there's a sense of that tension, that fear. It's going to drive me crazy, you know? Don't think of yesterday and I don't look at the clock. I like to, yeah, the clock, the changing of the time, the changing of the year, you know, ignoring all of that stuff to just dance. It's like riding on the wind and it never goes away, touching everything I'm in, got to have it every day. Yeah, I love this idea of music as like the thing that brings people together. Music is the unifying force in a state of fear, you know? It's just, yeah, powerful, powerful image. Right, let's move on to the next one. This is Impressive Instant. All the polyphonic things back. We've got like, whoa. Reminds me of like niche reference, but Earthbound, the game. Cool. The way that low stuff almost sounds like there's a party going on in the room next door, you know? Ooh, cool. Cool. Oh yeah. Got the crackle. It sounds like a live wire. Astral bodies drip like wine. All of nature ebbs and flows. Ooh. Like waters how creation goes. I don't want nobody. Meaning of life? Oh, sick. Galaxy that's sliding into view. I don't even know your... That scraping sound is so cool. Yeah. Yeah, the music takes me where my heart wants to go. Oh, I love the way it's like glitching, like it's just like such an interesting sound. So cool. I like to sing it, like a bird on a wingy. I like to rumba. Okay. Interesting. There's like this feeling of like the AI going haywire here. The rhythm of this is the danceable nature of this is so good because it's so strange and experimental, but the thing that holds it down is that bass, you know? Fab. I've been waiting for. I don't even know your name. Ah, cool. So cool. Like, just like a completely unique sounding experiment. Never heard anything quite like that, you know? It's so cool because, like, it felt like there was such, like, strength and rhythm in it, but the drums were kind of not there. That was the thing, is it almost felt like the dance song is going on next door in a different room, and you're in the room next door, like, having this, like, acid trip or something, but your brain is merging with a computer, you know? It's got that kind of vibe. That's the story of the song. But yeah, that's what the drums sound like. They sound like in a different room, which I think is so cool. But from a storytelling perspective, almost makes you feel like it's distant. It's almost like you're having this like anxiety attack and the real world is very distant to you, you know? So it kind of has like a real powerful storytelling kind of message, because all of that experimental sound design makes you feel like you're losing sense of time, you know, sense of reality. But like, you're still situated contextually in the room next door to the dance, you know? Makes me feel like I'm in the bathroom having a meltdown in the middle of a night out, you know? It's that kind of vibe. Really just fabulous. Universe is full of stars. Nothing out there looks the same. You're the one I've been waiting for and I don't even know your name. Cosmic systems intertwine. Astral bodies drip like wine. All the nature ebbs and flows. Comets shoot across the sky. So like the lyric is like proper like existential, grandiose universe, Greek mythology, you know, it kind of has that kind of hugeness to it. Can't explain the reasons why. This is how creation goes. Galaxies are sliding into view. I don't even know your name. Yeah, it really does feel like there's some sort of drug trip or something, and it's making her see the nature of the universe. Spinning baby out of control. I'm in a trance. Let the music take me where my heart wants to go. So again, we kind of have this center of like the music is keeping her tethered, you know, because that's the thing is if you're having a meltdown, you're going everywhere, then the music is giving you direction, making sense out of the chaos, right? That's so much of like what as artists, why we make music is to make some sort of sense out of chaos, you know? I mean, that is art really, isn't it? You know, so I feel like this is going to be a real strong theme. And this actually is so clever because like the song sounds like chaos too, you know, when faced with that chaos, like what do you go to? And it's like music. I like to singy like a bird on the wingy. I like to rumba dance to samba. Obviously it's like a weird ass lyric, but the kind of point is almost like Madonna reducing herself in this moment to like this childlike thing where it almost feels like she's kind of lost her mind in this point. It's like a self-reflection, like, oh, Madonna, I like to singy, you know? It almost reduces what she does down to something silly. And I think when you're kind of looking at the hugeness of the universe and having this existential crisis in this moment, maybe being a pop star and going out and singing and dancing does seem completely ridiculous, you know? So that's kind of, I think, maybe where that lyric is coming from in the context of this whole crazy universe. Me going out and being praised and being vaulted for being a singer is kind of ridiculous. I'm in a trance and the world is spinning baby out of control. Yeah, so it really is like capturing that sense of fear about what's going on with the world, but like feeding it into like this, yeah, like a bit of a bad trip in the middle of a party. So clever, because the whole thing where it's like next door and the sounds next door is just like amazing, like text painting kind of storytelling. Let's go on to the next one. This is Runaway Lover. Cool. Oh, I love the rhythm already. The syncopation in that. That sounds like a ultrasound. Ooh. Oh, now this feels like an evolution of Ray of Light, doesn't it? Yeah. Cool. Just the movement of this one is so good. Nice. I love the use of like the heartbeat and the ultrasound sound. That is so interesting. Thinking about life. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Tension. Oh, sick. Again, the party's going on in a different room. Are we gonna drop? We're gonna smooth out. such a vibe. I'm obsessed. This is so good. This is like really kind of touching upon kind of techno at this point, right? She's so clocked into where dance music is going, you know? Because once again, this like signifies the future of dance music, you know? Oh my god, the sound design is fucking insane. Sick. Oh my god. The sound design on this album is just next level. It feels like with Ray of Light, she struck on gold and kind of came up with something new. But this one seems to have kind of really burrowed down into the electronic aspect of that, you know. I felt like Ray of Light was like a really interesting exploration of electronic music with the guitars and the strings and stuff, really kind of bringing you back down to earth. But like, with this one, it's like, I don't think she has any intention of bringing us back down to earth. Oh, that one was just amazing. Like what people get out of house and trance and all those genres, you know, it's that hypnotic feeling, you know. It's that you've had a couple of drinks or something else and you're just letting it wash over you. You are riding the wave, and that one just like so stunningly rides that wave. And it just, yeah, it feels like an inception point for where dance music goes in the early noughties, you know, like stuff like, what's her name? Is it Cascada? There's like numerous iconic trance songs that come around in the early 2000s, and like she obviously cottoned on to where things were going and thought, this is where I'm going to go next, this is what I'm going to do. It's really amazing how she is just like every single era so willing to just leave everything behind and like go so full on committed to the next thing. It really is just very singular to her. I don't think anyone can really do that. You lost your reputation on a woman you didn't understand or didn't care to know. You get your education from your lovers, but now there's just no place for you to go. It doesn't pay to be a runaway lover. It doesn't pay to give away what you lack. You'll never get your money back. Oh, interesting. So it seems like a dissection of a certain kind of man, let's be honest, who kind of holds people at arm's length. I think we've all been with people like this. For me, it was like putting a lot of energy and love into people who would never reciprocate and would always be aloof and whatever and be this runaway lover. And it's ultimately kind of turning that around and being like, it doesn't pay to be like that. You know, you're never actually going to find what you're looking for. You're set adrift with no direction, just like a ship that's lost at sea. You don't care where you drop your anchor. Make sure it doesn't land on me. This idea of no direction really plays into the themes that we've been talking about already. Saying your name out loud, I guess you met your match. Now what will you do? Doesn't pay. To give your heart away to a runaway lover. Yeah, so she twists it there really nicely. Yeah, I like this idea that she's like, I know your game and you've come across me now. And it's like, what are you going to do now? You know, I know your game. I'm not falling for your bullshit. Yeah, cool. Let's go to the next one. This is I Deserve It. This guy was meant for you know what I was saying about electronica? Gone. This guy was dreamt for me. This is not what I was expecting at all. This guy has cool. This guy has I love the like highly synthetic drum track kind of taking us back to that electronica, you know. Many miles, many roads I have traveled. Nice. I love that melody. Leading up to today. This is such an interesting sound. Yeah, because there are elements of this like almost like country song, you know, but it's so rigid that it almost kind of is like the synthetic version of that, like an AI's recreation of that, you know, which is basically what music is now. I was made for him. Falling down on the way. Cool. They almost sound like sirens, those synths, you know? And they really just like break the song open, don't they? Sonically, like, it's so cool. I have no regrets. There's nothing to forget. It kind of like lyrically feels like a on the road kind of Western kind of story, you know? This is where the cowboy hat comes into it. I do wonder. It almost feels like a weary traveller coming to terms with how the world is now completely changed into this electronic synthetic landscape, you know? It's very interesting. It's really beautiful as well. It's that contrast between the acoustic guitar and like highly, highly synthesized sounds, you know, and the super strict drum track. Yeah, nice. Very interesting, completely unexpected. I think she does that on purpose, where she like leans so heavily into electronica for 3 songs and then just goes, bam, acoustic guitar. The complete opposite. It really just is shocking. But then obviously she then brings in the elements of the quantized rhythm and the synth design and stuff to really kind of give you that sense of contrast. It almost feels like a traditional person, you know, from a different time, kind of struggling to deal with the modern age. You know, that's kind of what it kind of sonically gives me. It really is symbolic of this era of going into like electronics, of instant communication, of the internet. It's like, how did the older generation adjust? You know, that's what that acoustic guitar gives me. It feels so out of place, and it kind of almost makes me feel like this weary traveller is feeling out of place in this modern world, you know? And maybe that's kind of the inspiration that Madonna took for this song, is that like, she's like, I've learned everything I've learned up to this point might mean nothing in the face of the internet, being able to Google shit, you know? I don't know. It's just really, really fascinating to kind of like think of it in the context of the turn of the millennium, you know? This guy was meant for me. I was meant for him. This guy was dreamt for me. I love that. And I was dreamt for him. Many miles, many roads I've travelled, fallen down along the way. Many hearts, many years have unravelled. Oh, I love that. The hearts and years unravelling, leading up to today. I have no regrets, there's nothing to forget. All the pain was worth it, not running from the past. I tried to do what's best. Yeah, many hearts have unravelled, and I thank you. So it's almost like thanking the kind of difficulties of our past, because it's like, I have come out the other side of that and learnt so much. Really cool. Let's go on to the next one. This is amazing. Oh, what a great synth.
You took a pretty picture and you sealed it with a kiss.
Wow, yeah.
If only I could let you go.
Oh, that kind of shimmering guitar is such an interesting sound in this.
It's amazing what a boy can do.
Yes, yes, yes.
Myself, want you and no one else.
Nice. Ugh.
Took a poison arrow and you aimed it at my heart.
Okay. Oh.
If only
These like heavy kind of like distorted guitars kind of add this, again, like this Western feeling, which is just so intriguing to me
it's amazing.
in the context, you know? Ah, so cool.
Want you and no one else.
Ah, sick. That just sound there. Ugh.
It's
Amazing.
what a boy can do. Wish I didn't want you like I do. Seems I love you more than yesterday.
Yeah.
No one else. It's amazing.
So cool. God, that string pad, so unexpected. Just the sound design just kills me. It's so cool. Just fabulous. Like, yeah, that one really went off. Another one that really leans into the kind of what you want from a dance track, really that kind of hypnotic feeling. I loved the moments where that was broken by this almost like underwater thing. My screensaver's just changed to seal swimming underwater. So once again, my screensaver is lining up with what I'm listening to. I love it when that happens. Just incredible sound design. I just cannot get enough. It just feels like so powerful. And I felt like that one really felt locked in between like these two different worlds in such a unique way. Like it just was like, you think about like the way might think, oh, this is a dance song. But then like when you actually think about it, you've got like this kind of shimmering, wavering guitars. You've got this slightly kind of muddy, like very acoustic drum texture. You've got these, again, quite muddy electric guitars, which kind of take you to that rock place. And yet it's a dance song, you know? It's really cool how she's fucking with genre in this album completely. And I felt like it's been so clever to start the album off in a completely electronic world and then touch down and just be like, okay, so we've set the scene, but now where are we in that scene, in that context, you know? And bring in these more like human sounding instruments, you know? I think it's very, very clever and really intriguing as a listener because you're like, oh, where are we going now? You know, you took a pretty picture and you smashed it into bits, sank me into blackness and you sealed it with a kiss. It's amazing what a boy can do. I cannot stop myself. Wish I didn't want you like I do. Want you and no one else. So yeah, it's like this feeling of like being completely betrayed by somebody and yet still loving them. And she's like, it's amazing, this power that you have over me, because it's ridiculous, frankly. You took a poison arrow and you aimed it at my heart. It's heavy and it's bitter and it's tearing me apart. Oof. That poison arrow, Cupid's arrow, but it's poisoned. It's wormed its way into my heart and now it's lodged there and I can't get you out, even though it's toxic, you know. Seems like I love you more than yesterday. Yeah, it's like this addictive thing. In terms of like what each song is about, she's like in the lyrics tackling very kind of human problems, love, direction, purpose. But it's all about the context of the sound design that adds that extra level of like storytelling, you know? And when the music starts, you never want to stop. It's gonna drive me crazy. That's gonna be stuck in my head all day. You there, feeling happy? Need something to make you feel a little bit more sad? Well, you should go to Lucen's merch shop, featuring a whole range of items, including this t-shirt. Continue to encourage Lucen's delusional activities by getting a band t-shirt from his recent Totally Real World Tour. Head over to his merch page for a range of sad items. Express your own emotional instability with the Crying Club tote bag.
This will come in handy.
Or you can cry into your morning coffee with the Crying Club crying mug. Head over to Lucen's merch shop today. Link is in the description. Being able to connect to your own emotions cannot be confirmed nor denied. Lucen would like to assure you that his world tour is totally real and not made up, and this band t-shirt is here to prove it. So yes, you should definitely believe in everything he says. Goodbye. Right, okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Nobody's Perfect. Hello. I am with you.
I feel so sad.
Okay, the auto-tune is on. Sad robot vibes.
And I must say to you, but
Okay.
nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
What
This one's really leaning into the robot as well, isn't it?
I'm doing my best.
Yeah. Wow, that sound is so cool. It's almost like a plane taking off or something.
I feel so sad. I feel so bad.
It does really give me like proper Lonely Robot. Again, like you can kind of hear the Daft Punk kind of
Sorry.
connection.
Nobody's perfect.
Oh my god, with an acoustic guitar in the middle. I see that. It's just so cool.
What did you expect?
I just love the way that she's playing with like the sound of an acoustic guitar in the context of something super synthetic. Yeah, truly like breaking creative ground in that way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who I am
Auto-tune's gone.
when I am lonely.
Oh, now they've resampled the acoustic guitar. That is so good. Oh my god, those drums are mad as well. Yeah, it feels like they've taken it and just like almost synthesized the guitar now, you know? God, the strums are mad. I suppose that's like resampling that sample from before, the like aeroplane sound. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. This one really, really, really plays with that sound design so cleverly. The sound design itself feels like it's just telling such a powerful story, you know? It's so sick. I mean, oh my God, this song just mad. Like, obviously you kind of have like the emphasis on the auto-tune being very key, right? This is like a year after Believe by Cher comes out and completely recontextualizes the idea of auto-tune. Like, she uses the mistakes in the auto-tune sound in order to kind of create like a real hooky sound. So here, Madonna's kind of taking that and playing with the idea of like, what is human, what is synthetic, you know, using the acoustic guitar to completely offset the highly, highly synthesized sounds. It has like very sharp contrast, right? Human whispering, intimate, human acoustic guitar, robot vocoder and pads and strange sampling sounds, alien sounds. It's like the two opposites are coexisting throughout the beginning of this song, and they're almost like fighting with one another. And then in that middle eight, the auto-tune comes off. You get her natural voice coming through. You get back to that sense of intimacy, almost like she's singing to a baby. That was kind of what I was getting. And then you have her and the acoustic guitar, and it's like, oh, the human is there inside all along. And then they with you and they start looping the guitar. It's almost like, oh no, the guitar was just a hologram this whole time. The guitar wasn't real. You thought that this guitar was a real instrument, but it's actually just part of the computer as well, you know? And that is so genius and really hammers home this like playing with the human versus the computer, which seems to be like the biggest theme in this album, you know? So good, isn't it? Isn't it so good? Cool, I am when I'm with you. Cool, I'm not when I'm lonely. I feel so sad. What I did wasn't right. I feel so bad. And I must say to you, sorry, but nobody's perfect. So she's made some sort of mistake, kind of saying sorry, but not really. Yeah, so she is apologizing, but also kind of saying at the center of it, nobody's perfect. And that's very interesting when you think about like the humanness of imperfection. That is the thing, right? This is a person saying, I am sorry. And yet in some ways, she is perfecting the tone of her voice through the auto-tune. And so it really creates this interesting contrast between like striving for perfection, but also understanding that as humans, we're never going to be perfect. And actually, it's the imperfections that make it beautiful. And actually, it's the imperfections in the auto-tune that make it beautiful, you know? So I think that's very interesting. It's like, it works on every level in that way. It's really so clever. Really genius kind of visionary themes, you know. People don't talk about Madonna as having concept albums because they don't necessarily follow a story, but like this album is a concept album, you know, like all the things I've been talking about are the concept, you know. Right, let's go on to the next one. This is Don't Tell Me. Oh, I know this song. Again, with the acoustic guitar getting chopped. It's again very clever. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Oh, this is so genius, isn't it? The glitching of the acoustic guitar, something traditional turned into the computer. So good, I love it. It's just, it's so good. Stylistically, it's so bold and so specific and just amazing. Yeah, oh, this is so cool. I love the way it breaks down. Love isn't true. I cannot get over that proper country twanging guitar finger picking, but just completely taken to a completely different place by chopping it. It's genius.
Don't you ever tell me ever not to stare up at me like
Just the warmth of those synth strings. It's just such an antidote, isn't it, to the jagged edges. That sound of that proper country style playing on the guitar. I think it might be banjo. I'm not sure, but it feels like country music, doesn't it? It completely takes it to a whole different place by chopping it up and putting it with that drum beat. It just completely becomes a totally unique beast. And I feel like this is like really, I think prescient is a quite good word for it, because it's like in the modern day, music making is like 90% recontextualizing a reference. That is like certainly like what Lady Gaga's been doing recently. The list goes on and on and on. Like this is 25 years ago, and like actually this year the 25th anniversary coming up. It said September. Oh God, I'm timing this very well, aren't I? Yeah. And so you think about like where music has gone since, and it's followed in the footsteps of that kind of style. Madonna knows that like the listener is going to hear that acoustic guitar and being taken to a country place. It's like the other Western kind of references earlier on. She knows that as the listener, you have a strong connection to those sounds. And so what does she do? She fucks with it. She completely switches it up and makes it become electronic. So it plays with the themes of like what is real and what is electronic, but does it in a way where it's like super instant guitar loop and then just chopping stuff up and making it completely dry. And it's like, nope, this is electronic. You know, I love it. It's just brilliant. Don't tell me to stop. Tell the rain not to drop. Tell the wind not to blow. Because you said so. Telling me to stop is like telling the rain not to drop. It's like a futile effort. Me continuing doing what I'm doing is as natural as the earth spinning. Tell me love isn't true. It's just something that we do. Tell me everything I'm not, but please don't tell me to stop. Yeah, you can tell me anything, but don't control me. It's like her manifesto is like, as much as there is so much fear on the planet about the future of our, society, and nothing's going to stop me from continuing to do what I do and to continue to explore the world through art and music. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is what it feels like for a girl.
Girls can wear jeans and cut their hair short, wear shirts and boots. But for a boy to look like a girl is degrading. Because you think that being a girl is degrading.
Yeah, it's just so powerful, this.
What it feels like for a girl.
Oh, it's got give me chills. What opening. There's also warmth and intimacy to the sound here, which is just such a balm.
lips as sweet as candy. Skin that shows in patches. Good little girls, they never show it. Could you be a little weak? Do you know what it feels like for a girl?
Oh, this song is just beautiful. Every element of it is beautiful. The lyric, the meaning, the power of that, the warmth in it, the drums, the tightness of the drums and the warmth and the perfection.
Hair that twirls on fingertips so gently. Hands that rest on jutting hips, repenting. Tears that fall when no one knows. Could you be a little less?
Yeah.
Know what it feels like for a girl.
It's all about kind of empathy, isn't it? Like really saying, if you had a bit of empathy and understanding, then maybe you'd want to change the world too, you know?
What it feels like for a girl.
Yeah. that sound is at the middle of it, but I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Strong inside, but you don't know it. Be a little weak. Do you know what it feels like?
I adore then every chorus, the drum beat drops on the second bar. It's just, such a brilliant little touch, you know? And that little like vocal kind of like alien sounding vocal sound is just gorgeous. There's just the warmth in this song. It's just perfection. I just love it.
What it feels like in this world.
Oh, what a perfect song. Stunning. The way that it sets up like a young girl talking about like girls can look like boys because that's fine, but men aren't allowed to look like women because secretly you're disgusted by that, is like, I mean, arrow to the heart, you know, immediate, completely unpacks like the situation between like men and women. It still exists to our culture to this day. Let's be clear. It's just, I don't know, it's just gets right to the heart of it immediately. And the sound of the song feels so warm, especially considering the rest of the album like has so much coldness to it. For this one to kind of be mostly electronic song, but to have this warmth to it really shows you the other side of the coin. You know, we've talked about electronic music in a cold and alien way, but this one's like electronic music in the warmth, very human way. And I just think it just brilliantly turns the album on its head at such a perfect time. You know, we're getting towards the end as she's just like, you think you know what this album's about? Well, I'm going to flip it on its head and actually give you a mostly electronic song that's just gorgeous and warm and intimate and has this like incredibly powerful message, you know? It's just great. Yeah, I mean, just the power of that statement, the idea of like femininity being something to be discarded, that is something disgusting, you know, is really something that I've thought about a lot over my life, you know? I think like ultimately growing my hair long just felt like a real kind of liberation for me in terms of my own identity, you know? Because like, especially as a gay man, it felt very weird for me to be so constricted by masculine ideals. And yet like something within me would kind of flinch whenever I'd be referred to as feminine, too girly, too whatever, you know. I think I was taught as a kid that was a bad thing, you know. When this song was out and I was a kid, I was, you know, being bullied for being sensitive and effeminate. Eventually, I just got to when lockdown happened and I was like, yeah, I've wanted to have long hair. And now I love my hair. And I love it because it's like long and flowing and has wave to it. And I put conditioner in it and it looks really nice. All the things that people would consider a female haircut to be traditionally is all the reasons why I love my hair now. And it feels very freeing for me to actually be able to be like, the patriarchy. I broke that kind of toxic masculine stereotype and I broke that inward toxic masculinity to like allow myself to express something that could be considered feminine and be okay with it and actually love it, you know? Because at the end of the day, my sensitivity and all those things I was bullied for when I was a kid are the things that set me apart from everybody else, you know? And are the things that allow me to listen to music and understand it and empathize with it. And all those things, you know, were told I was bad because they were feminine. So it really does like feel that this song just like speaks to me so specifically, not because I identify as female, but because I identify as a male who has had to deal with the toxicity that she's talking about in this song, you know? Yeah. So the message is incredibly powerful for me. Yeah. And it's because of songs like this that it kind of prompts people to think about that. And that's how society changes, you know? Slowly. The times it feels very slow, especially this year. It feels very conservative. The vibe, very conservative. And I'm like, oh God, is me having long hair going to offend somebody? Anyway, people can off. Yeah, just amazing. Girls can wear jeans and cut their hair short, wear shirts and boots because it's okay to be a boy. But for a boy to look like a girl is degrading because you think that being a girl is degrading. But secretly, you'd love to know what it's like, wouldn't you? What it feels like for a girl. Silky smooth, lips as sweet as candy. Baby, tight blue jeans, skin that shows in patches. It's like underlining the feminine ideal. Strong inside, but you don't know it. Good little girls, they never show it. When you open up your mouth to speak, could you be a little weak? Yeah. Will you allow yourself to be weak? Do you know what it feels like for a girl Do you know what it feels like in this world for a girl? Hands that rest on jutting hits, repenting. Ooh. Hurt that's not supposed to show and tears that fall when no one knows. It's almost like as a male, allowing women to be feminine and accepting that as not something that's degrading, but like powerful. It's about like allowing women to express themselves in exactly the way they want to express themselves and for them to not feel guilty about it, you know, for them to not have to make themselves masculine to exist within male dominated spaces, you know? Yeah. And in terms of like Madonna's own journey with feminism, this feels like such a powerful addition to the kind of canon of like Madonna feminism songs. You know, we've talked about her encouraging men to embrace their emotions in the past, her like liberation, sexual liberation of women throughout her music. And here it kind of flips the narrative on its head and like actually specifically says to the men, how about you look at the way that you can change in order to make it better for women, you know? Yeah, so it just feels like an incredibly powerful kind of canon event for Madonna to have this song in terms of the story of her own connection to feminism and her own part of the feminist movement. I'm sure at the time it probably rocked a few boats. Just what a moment in history. Love it. Right, let's go on to the next one. This is Paradise Not For Me, which I did hear recently, but let's listen to it as part of now the context of the album so I can understand like the theming.
I can't remember when I was young.
It sounds so Björky, this, doesn't it?
Was wrong.
You can tell that Björk is an inspiration for her, you know?
Goes into your eyes. My face remains.
Yeah.
I down to the ground.
This one kind of takes the synth design into like a sad place, melancholy place, which is really interesting.
Paradise is not for me.
I actually love how like the back half of this album has actually really flipped the electronics thing on its head and become not something cold and jagged and alien, but something human, melancholy, sad, intimate, powerful, you know? It's so cool. Oh yeah, I forgot about the French. I love the synth with the fuzzy distortion on it.
Is a light above my head.
Well, his string arrangement is fabulous. And really, as a texture and to the context of the album, it's like very
Face
unique coming in now. Yeah. This is like probably the closest it gets to like Drowned World, Substitute for Love kind of vibe, like swimmy kind of Madonna stuff. But this one obviously brings in more of the electronic kind of ringtone sounds, you know, for lack of a better term.
I can't remember when I was young.
Oh yeah. Not remembering when you were a child and stuff brings into question quite philosophical kind of ideas of like the cycle of life and like who we are as adults, like
My face remains.
yeah. It also kind of feels like this idea of like when she dies, like her image will still remain past her, you know, which I think is quite an interesting thing to think about. Yeah, really cool. That's probably like the most experimental moment on the album and really kind of, yeah, takes it to a very interestingly quite somber place and not necessarily something you'd expect from a dance album with a lot of electronic elements, you know? And I think that's very much intentional. It's like, I feel like this album is an exploration of like the meeting of the human and the electronic. And so to kind of have a song that has a much more melancholy sound, but is still electronic, I think is a very interesting and actually vital place to kind of take the album, you know. I can't remember when I was young. I can't explain if it was wrong. My life goes on, but not the same. Into your eyes, my face remains. I've been so high, I've been so down. Up to the skies, down to the ground. I was so blind, I could not see. Your paradise is not for me. Quite an interesting Madonna getting older and reflecting on her life, taking charge of like what is her version of paradise, you know, which I think is the music. Let's look at the French. All around me, I could not see. Who are the angels? Surely not me. Once more again, I am broken. Once more again, I don't believe it. I think she's starting to realize that life is always going to have this kind of cyclical thing. She's never going to have everything figured out. She's never going to find a paradise where everything's just great. You know, life will always have its ups and downs, and it's kind of up to her to just roll with the punches. This is what life is, you know, the ups, the downs, in the skies, down to the ground. All of these opposites are like a natural part of what it is to be a human and to live, you know. And in the middle of all that, what she's searching for, what keeps her going, might not be the same thing as what keeps other people going, and that's okay. You know, really cool. And again, like plays more into this idea of like life in this moment of like the world completely changing. Cool. Right, let's go on to the penultimate song. This is Gone.
Selling out is not my thing. Walk away, I won't be broken again.
Again, the acoustic guitar jump scare.
Equals nothing. Letting go is not my thing. Won't let it happen again.
This feels like this is the thing that drives me forward, you know.
Why should I
I'm not going to let go. Yeah. Cool.
turn to stone? Lose my faith. Gone before it happens. Turn to stone.
That chord loop is quite interesting, isn't it?
I'll be gone before it happens.
Yeah. Oh God, that's it. That's really jagged, isn't it? It's like grating. I really love the idea, the way that she's playing with these grating synthetic noises, you know.
It's not my thing.
I love this idea that like she's saying selling out is not my thing. I'm going to continue following my artistic muse, you know.
Turn to stone. Lose my faith. I'll be
I'll be gone
gone
before,
before it happens.
yeah, before I ever lose my motivation, you know. It's like I'll die before I lose my sense of faith, like what I follow, you know. Yeah. It's like if you want to stop me living the life in the way that I want to live it, you have to kill me. It's the vibe.
I'll be gone.
Sick. Love it. Again, like really playing in that space between the acoustic and the electronic. Melancholy, but like with a kind of solid sense of purpose at the center of it. This side of the album has really turned into something much more like reflective. I love how the sound of each song has really reflected that reflection. Yeah, and this one, again, we've gone back to the acoustic guitar, but then you still have these moments of the synthetic, almost like feeling quite nasty, almost like they're kind of really trying to pull you away from your journey, you know? And I feel like that's so much of what like the central theme of this album is, like Madonna figuring out exactly who she is, and how she wants to live her life, despite the fact that other outside forces seem to be trying to pull her back. She's like, no, you have to kill me before you stop me from doing what I want to do. And so when you compare that to the other theme about like the fear of this new world and everything, you could kind of almost envision the album as like a manifesto for like how we're going to cope with a changing world, you know? I'm going to continue that thought when I finish the album, because that sounds like a really good way to finish off this video. Selling out is not my thing. Walk away, I won't be broken again. I'm not what you think. Dream away your life, someone else's dream. Nothing equals nothing. Letting go is not my thing. So this feels like, again, like what she's learned from Ray of Light, her like view on the universe and like the way that she wants to live her life. It seems to be really reflective in this song, you know. Turn to stone, lose my faith, I'll be gone before it happens. Yeah, it's like I'm never going to stop moving. I'm never going to stop believing. Yeah, this idea that like selling out, you know, you should just keep making pop bangers. No, I'm going to keep doing my things and I'll still sell lots of albums, but I'm going to do it in exactly the way I want to do it, you know. I won't be broken again. I won't fall apart. Dream away your life. Dream away your dream. Nothing equals nothing. Yeah, it just feels like such a powerful like manifesto for her. I will be stoic. I will be strong. I will keep moving forward in the way that I want to live my life, you know. Right, before we go on to the final song, this is a quick shout out to my patrons. Yay! Thank you everybody on Patreon for supporting me month on month. It's been amazing seeing the Patreon grow, particularly in this year. It's just been getting bigger and bigger, and people been getting more involved, and it's just becoming like really growing into the community that I always wanted it to be. So thank you for everyone who's supporting that and fanning the flames of that. It just means everything to me. And like financially, it's a dream to be able to have something that I can build that supports me in my life, you know. So thank you so much, everybody. If you are not a patron and you want to get involved, there's a number of different benefits. All the way from the free tier upwards, you can get involved in the community. You can get my reactions to new music videos and live performances on the £3 tier. On the £7 tier, you can get my completely uncut album reactions, as well as an exclusive bonus album reaction, which is voted for every month by everyone on Patreon. And then the upper tiers, you can actually request songs and albums from me, which is actually how I got started on this Madonna journey. So thank you again to Drop Track for starting me on my Madonna journey through the requests. And all of those videos get put on the Patreon. So even if they're like really obscure album reactions, they all get put on Patreon so that everyone can enjoy them, and so that there's like loads of bonus content for them to enjoy every month as well. That's like completely separate from what's going on YouTube. So if you want to get involved and you don't want to miss out on everything that's going on, and to kind of be more involved and keep up with me as a person and all that stuff, then go over to Patreon and get involved. Thank you everybody for supporting me. Let's go on to the final song. This is American Pie, which I have obviously heard this version of it. It was huge at the time, but I haven't listened to it like in 20 years. So let's go.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. I could make those people dance.
Oh, that's actually really nice. See, that feels like this is my purpose, you know, making people dance, you know, making people happy.
Did you write the book of love? And do you have faith in God above?
This almost feels like retro Madonna, doesn't it? Like 80s. I forget like how long the thing is before you get to the hook. I always forget that. Miss American Pie drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. This'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Again, this idea of playing with a known reference, right? Doing a cover but taking it to this electronic place. Yeah, like I was saying earlier with the country references, it's like recontextualizing something that's very well known. Yeah.
Well, now in the streets,
This is the kind of song that's like, everyone always like, oh, I'll do this at karaoke, and then you're all sat there like waiting for the chorus and you forget that how long the rest of the song is.
we started singing Bye Bye Miss American Pie.
Good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die.
We started singing.
Yeah, in terms of that central thing that what we were talking about, this song being a cover, the turning of the century, we're going from one world into a new world, right? And so this is an album about the meeting of the acoustic and the electronic, the past and the future meeting in this culmination point in the year 2000 where the world is changing. And so to take something that is emblematic of the old world, a proper like sing-along country song, and recontextualize it in this completely new style, outlines that theme in such a powerful way, just in the very fact that it exists, you know? As much as like, I feel like as a listening experience, it doesn't necessarily hold up because it does feel super long until you get to that chorus and it's like, okay. But I think like the reason why it's here and the power of that, I think adds so much to the concept of the album that I love it for that and for the chorus, obviously. A long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. So that's the center of it, right? This idea that her purpose is music, and that is the name of the album, and it's the thing that keeps her pushing forward in times of uncertainty. It's music. Did you believe in rock and roll? I can make music save your mortal soul. Yeah, the day that music died. What is the date? Like, I've never really understood like what is that day? Is it like the whole like disco movement thing? Like the death of disco or whatever? I started singing Bye Bye Miss American Pie, drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old bowls were drinking whiskey and rye, singing This Will Be the Day That I Die. Community singing together, like enjoying music as a community. I think this is the reason that she's chosen this song, is that it's like music makes the people come together. The rebels and the bourgeoisie, you know, this unifying presence of music and her realizing that her ability to bring people together through her music is the thing that keeps her going in this world of uncertainty. Ta-da! Yeah, so overall, like, I love it. I love this album. Like, I really do. The themes and the power that those themes have and the way that the whole album is so concisely wrapped around those themes, I think is super powerful. And like, especially when you think about the context in which this album came out. Like I said, right at the top of this reaction, this came around the turn of the century. We've got the millennium bug. We've got the fear of a new world. We've got instant communication. We've got the world completely changing. It's a time of fear. It's a time of chaos. And so she's looking for the reason. Like, what is the reason? What is the thing that keeps me grounded amongst all this chaos? You know, it is music, and it's providing that music for people. To then extend that further, to then represent those themes, the themes of chaos and centrality and purpose, with the electronic and the acoustic clashing, ends up that this synthetic music is the representation of that fear. That's how it starts in this album, but then she turns it and says, actually, synthetic music can be warm and comforting and sad and just as human as an acoustic guitar. You know, and that really feels like musically and sonically, that is like the mission statement for this album. Looking at electronic music through a human lens, you know, feels like it works on like so many different levels. When you then think about the context in which this album is dropped into, everyone is scared of this new millennium. Everyone is scared of AI. Everyone is scared of like how the world is changing. And so for her to create music that brings people together by reflecting the fears that they are feeling, you know, and having that within the sounds of the song. But ultimately, you know, American Pie, everybody singing together. Yeah, this is going to be the day that I die, but it doesn't matter because we're all here together singing together. Music itself and this album itself is the answer. It doesn't matter what's happening in the world. We will cope by uniting over music, you know, and having these shared experiences. Yeah, it's, oh my God. So for this album to not only work on a musical level, it has the hits, you know. I mean, the hits aren't quite as hitty as some of her other albums, but like it still has hits. You know, music is brilliant. What It Feels Like for a Girl is brilliant. It works like musically. It works sonically. It works throughout its themes, and it works in the context of the real world and gives you like a philosophical thing to grasp onto in a time of fear. It just, you know, it's just amazing. Like there isn't a word that really, like, that's why I've probably got a 2-hour video now at this point. Right, okay, favorite song. I'm going to have to give it to What It Feels Like for a Girl. I just think it's just so powerful. And I think in terms of like the turning on the head of the using electronic music to make something emotional and intimate, like the genius moment of the sound design of this album, as well as the lyrical and societal power of the song, just makes it, yeah, for me, like the standout of this album, and sums up like not only what this whole album is about, but also just like has its own powerful message that kind of almost stands aside from it as well, you know? Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me for this. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I Just loved it. Let me know, shall I do American Life? I've heard that like American Life is like a bit of a, contentious one. So let me know if you want me to react to American Life, whether you want it on the YouTube or maybe just for Patreon. Also, remember to let me know what your 5 favorite songs are from the album. If you want to check out all my Madonna reactions, there's a playlist here. And if you wanted to go onto Patreon and watch all the uncut versions, as well as my reactions to erotica and bedtime stories, that is here.